day 20. So these are the photos I'm going to be using. I've already mounted these two on the white cardstock. This one was just a little bit distracting. I had it as a regular 3x4, but I cut it down a bit just because it was a little overwhelming. And because I have a Canon Selfie, it does cut things off a bit, and I'm trying to get over a little bit more, and I couldn't quite get it enough to get the all full E in Charlie, but that's okay. I'm okay with it. I was kind of bummed that it wasn't doing it quite right, but if I did the other direction, I was having problems with cutting off too much on the other side. So I'm just gonna leave it like this and just go with it. And so on this card up here with the kitty cats on it, I'm just gonna mount this on some white cardstock, I think. And I wanted to bring in some of this red plaid because I just think it's really pretty. So I'm going to put this in the top section here. So I'm just going to glue that down. And then that can go right here in the top. And then I like that. I think I'm just going to stick that right there. I may outline some of these cards to kind of match the facing page, but I'm not quite sure yet. So I'm just going to put this down for now. I'm trying to decide. I think I'm going to put it kind of in the middle. Put that down, and then I cut this tab out of one of my favorite star papers that came in the Alio Birds kit. So I really like that pattern. So I'm going to add that, just a little tape right underneath here, just for some added interest. And then I have the star from the Snow and Cocoa page, and because I already have stars here, I thought I could add another star, again, just to give it some interest, nothing too much detail, just a little bit of something I'm going to put right here. And these are adhesive, but I took the adhesive off so I can move them around. So I'm just going to add a little adhesive. And I think I like that right about there. And then for this card, I think I'm going to end up putting the number, the day on this card. And I think what I'm going to do to add a little something to this bottom card, because I did cut off this piece, is I'm going to add a little bit of red to bring it across the page. So I'm just going to trim a thin strip off of this. Not anything too big, just a smidge to bring that color down across the page. So I think I'm just going to do that, and I'm going to trim it down so it's the same size as the photo. Let's see if I can do this. That will look good. I'm just going to add some of my adhesive and then kind of tuck this up under here. Again, just to lengthen the picture a bit and bring that color across. So that's going to go there, and that's just enough. And like I said, it was just really busy, and I tried to chop it down a bit so it wasn't so overwhelming. So I'm going to work on this, and like I said, I'm going to use my the 20 thickers, and I'm going to use this font. I like that silver color a lot. And I'm going to use this sticker that came in the Allie Edwards. It's one of these label stickers like this. And I am just going to, I was going to layer it down and then just put the 20 on top, but I thought that was a little bit boring. And I'm going to try something. I'm not sure how it's going to work, but I'm going to end up using this stamp, which is really hard to see. It basically has "'Twas the Night Before Christmas" on it. I think I'm going to stamp it in not Versamark, but StazOn, because these labels are kind of slick. I'm going to stamp it with StazOn and then stamp it on here just as a background. I'm going to see what that ends up looking like. I'm not quite sure if it's going to turn out the way I'm hoping, but we're going to see together. So I'm going to lay that there and grab out my StazOn over here in my ink thing. So this is just regular old black StazOn, or ink up this middle piece. And sorry if the camera is shaking. Let me see if I can lift this up. I'm still working on my camera setup. I got a new partial setup for Christmas. My parents bought me one component of it. Now I just need to buy the other component. So hopefully I'll get that sometime soon, and then I can keep the camera from shaking so much. So let me see. We're going to try to stamp this down in the circle. And I have Christmas in there, so I'm going to try to get that on there. This stamp press is really nice because then you can kind of figure out where it's going to go before it actually sticks down on your piece. So that actually might have turned out good. Let me clean my stamp off and I'll be right back. All right, I am back, and I really like how it's stamped on. So now the moment of truth is putting it on here and seeing if it's not too distracting. That might actually look cute. Let me see here. I think I'm going to like this. Maybe. I don't know, it is kind of distracting, isn't it? Let's see. See if I can get it on there to stick. It's a lot of words. You know what? I'm just going to go with it anyway. It is a little distracting, but I think I like it better than the plain, and I don't want to change it up. Gray might have been a better ink, but with the StazOn, I only had the one black color, so I'm just going to go with this. It'll be fine. Maybe not as nice as I'd like it to be, but it will work. So I'm just going to glue this down. And then I'll stick this whole sticker to the card. And I'll probably stick it so that I trim off the bottom, like I did in one of my previous layouts with the circle. I do like how that looks overall. Now if I can get the sticker off my table, probably should have left it on the, the wax paper. All right, trim this bottom piece off. Let's see. You know, I like it. It's not too bad. It's maybe not exactly, like I said, my favorite, but it will work. It's definitely better than what it was looking like before, is just the plain circles. So I'm just going to go with it. I'm going to move on because I do have a lot of other pages still to do. So instead of sitting here worrying about it, I'm just going to be okay with it for now. So this is the other card I'm going to use. It says today I am going to do some journaling on this, probably with my typewriter, I think, but I also want to bring the red across the page here too. So I'm going to put a little strip just to go right underneath that word today. Again, just to bring the color across the page, and I want something very thin. So it's going to be pretty subtle. And I'm thinking I may want to trim up a bit because I can get more red. With the plaid there, I'm getting a little bit too dark of a color. So let me get that so I can get a bit more of the red in on the strip. Yeah, I like that a little bit better. Just a little bit more color. And I don't really like this little line here, so I'm going to put it right on this edge instead of putting it all in the black. There's just too many lines on this card, so. And then I think I'm going to do that. And then I have this little deer, and I think he's kind of cute, and I haven't used very much, and he just happens to fit right there perfectly where the today is right there, and it seems like a perfect opportunity to put him there. And I think what I'm going to do is emboss him in silver to match this, and I'll be right back. I am back, and I did emboss the little reindeer with some silver embossing powder, and I ended up doing my journaling on this card. And what I ended up doing is taking a piece of paper and covering up what the bottom of the card looked like. It had this line all the way down the middle, and it was just going to be distracting with the journaling, and I didn't really want to put something on this side and then on that side. I wanted to just kind of have it filled with journaling, so I ended up just going with this and just putting the whole white sheet on. So I am going to put this little guy right here, and I think he goes perfectly right there. And then I may do some line work on some of these just because I feel like it looks a little plain down here at the bottom. But first I'm going to glue the reindeer on, and then I'll pull out my pen and add some lines. And I have some of the sparkly stuff still kind of coming off the little guy. So he's going to go right there. And then I will take my pen and I'm going to do some line work around both of these. And then I think I'm going to be done. I don't really think I need to put anything else on this page. I feel like I need some silver sequins or something. Maybe I'll pull that out. So I'm going to draw the lines and then I'll be right back. So the line work is done. I really like how that looks. I did think it brings a little bit more to the page. And I did decide also to pull out some of my silver sequins. And I'm going to use that just kind of sprinkled around the cards where it seems to look good. I feel like the top ones, because I have the silver on the bottom, the top ones kind of need some sparkle as well. So I'm going to just grab a couple of these and then kind of put them in a couple different places and see what I like. And I'm going to use my tweezers only because it is just really hard to grab these little boogers with my fingers because they are such a pain. Let's see. And there's two different sizes in here. It's like kind of a smaller size and then a larger size. So I'm going to kind of mix it up and put both the sizes on the page. Yeah, I think I'm going to do it like that. So that's where I'm going to put them. I'm just going to use some glue dots or some of my dot adhesive and get those glued down, and I'll be back to show you what it looks like in the end. All right, they're glued on. I think this is how I'm going to leave it. I'll just show you some close-ups here. I'll also have some still shots at the end too. I don't think I've been doing a very good job of showing you close-ups in the video, but you can see the close-ups in the still shots at the end. but since I'm remembering it now, I will show you guys what they look like. And I think this card turned out pretty nice, all the cards in this set. And this is day 20. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and I will see you guys again next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.